If stress is stealing your energy, your confidence, and your performance, it's probably not your age. It's your breathing. And most men over 50 are doing it in a way that quietly sabotages them every single day. You wake up tired, even after a full night in bed. Your body feels heavier than it used to. Your patience is thinner. Your confidence isn't what it was. You avoid certain moments because you don't want to feel off. You don't say it out loud, but you notice it. Your drive is lower, your stamina isn't reliable, and your mind feels like it's always racing. It can feel like you aged 10 years overnight. The silent enemy here isn't laziness, it isn't weakness. It's a stress loop your body is stuck in, and breathing is the steering wheel of that loop. Here's the part nobody tells you. Most men try to fix performance stress by pushing harder. More caffeine, more workouts, more willpower, more grit. But that's like flooring the gas when the engine is overheating. Most men get this backwards. Stress doesn't start in your thoughts. It starts in your nervous system, and your breathing pattern is one of the fastest ways to change it. I'm going to show you a specific breathing pattern that can calm your system down fast, restore a sense of control, and make you feel more grounded and capable in moments that usually steal your confidence, not in weeks, in minutes. Before I explain it, let me show you what's actually happening. When you're under stress, work pressure, health worries, financial concerns, performance anxiety, your breathing becomes shallow and fast. Chest breathing, mouth breathing, no pauses, no rhythm. That tells your nervous system, danger, hurry, brace. Over time, your body starts treating everyday life like an emergency. Blood flow shifts, muscles tighten, your mind becomes hyper alert. Recovery gets harder, sleep gets lighter. Confidence drops because your body doesn't feel safe. And here's the cruel part. You don't notice it. Shallow breathing feels normal after years of stress. It becomes your default. That's insight number one. Stress isn't just mental, it's mechanical. It's in how you move air. In real life, this looks like constantly holding tension in your shoulders, clenching your jaw, and breathing into your upper chest. You don't notice it because you've been doing it for decades. The simple fix is learning to slow your breath down and move it into your belly, not your chest. One easy way to start today is to place one hand on your belly and one on your chest, and make the belly hand move more than the chest hand when you breathe. That's one. Now here's the breathing pattern itself. Inhale slowly through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold gently for 2. Then exhale slowly through your mouth for 6 to 8 seconds, like you're fogging a mirror. Long, smooth, unforced. Then repeat. This is not meditation. This is not spiritual. This is physiology. The long exhale is the secret. It tells your nervous system, we're safe. Insight number 2. Your body calms down faster when the exhale is longer than the inhale. Most men breathe the opposite way. Short exhales, rushed inhales, especially under pressure. You don't notice it because you're focused on the problem, not the breath. The fix is simple. Make your exhale longer than your inhale. Even just doing this for 2 minutes can change how you feel. That's 2. Let me tell you about a man named Paul. Paul was 62, recently retired, and convinced his best days were behind him. He didn't say it out loud, but he felt it. He avoided social events. He avoided intimacy. He avoided looking too closely at how he felt in his body. He told himself it was just aging. One night, sitting alone, he realized he had been ignoring small signals for years. Poor sleep, shallow breathing, constant tension, a quiet fear that something was slipping away. He said, "I thought it was too late to do anything about it." That regret wasn't about strength or looks. It was about not listening sooner. That's the regret story. Now let's talk about why this breathing pattern works so quickly. Insight number 3. You can't think your way out of a stressed body. You have to signal safety first. Your nervous system responds faster to breath than to logic. In real life, this shows up when you tell yourself, calm down, and nothing happens. You feel stupid for not being able to relax. Men don't notice this because we're taught to solve problems mentally. The fix is to use the breath as a physical signal. Try this today. Before a stressful call, a difficult conversation, or a moment where you feel pressure, do this pattern for 60 seconds. That's it, 60 seconds. That's 3. Now, here's a harsh truth that might sting. Your body doesn't care how tough you are, it only responds to signals. If your breath says panic, your body will act like it. If your breath says safe, your body will soften. That's not weakness, that's biology. Here's another thing most men don't realize. Insight number 4. Mouth breathing keeps you in a low-grade stress state. Nose breathing helps regulate pressure, filters air, and stimulates calming pathways. In real life, men start mouth breathing more as they age, during walks, while watching TV, even while sleeping. You don't notice it because it's silent. The fix is to gently close your mouth and breathe through your nose whenever possible, especially during light activity like walking. That's 4. Now let's put this together. The pattern again. Inhale through your nose for 4, hold for 2, exhale through your mouth for 6 to 8. Smooth, easy, no strain. You don't force it. You don't suck in air. You don't collapse on the exhale. You just let it flow. Try it once right now. If your mind says, "This is stupid, how can breathing fix anything?" Good, that's normal. Here's the grounded truth. Breathing doesn't fix your problems. It fixes your ability to face them without panicking. That's power. Let me tell you about another man. This is the turning point story. His name was Mark, 58, divorced, new relationship. He felt pressure he hadn't felt in years. He worried about performance. He worried about being judged. He worried about failing. One night, before a moment that normally would have made him tense, he remembered this pattern. He sat on the edge of the bed and did it for 90 seconds. Long exhales, slow nose inhales. He didn't become a different man, but his shoulders dropped. His mind slowed. His body felt steadier. And for the first time in a long time, he felt present instead of panicked. That was the shift, not magic, regulation. Now, I promised you practical steps. You've already heard 4 embedded. Let me weave in the rest naturally. When you practice this pattern, do it first thing in the morning for 2 minutes before you check your phone. That sets your nervous system's baseline for the day. That's 5. Do it again at night before bed, 5 slow rounds, to help your body downshift into recovery mode. That's 6. And when you're doing it, drop your shoulders, unclench your jaw, and let your tongue rest on the floor of your mouth. Tension hides in these places, and releasing them tells your body you're not under threat. That's 7. 7 simple actions. Nothing dramatic, nothing embarrassing, just control. Now, a quick reframe. Most men think confidence comes from control over the world. Real confidence comes from control over your internal state. Here's another pattern interrupt line. If your breath is chaotic, your decisions will be too. You don't need more motivation, you need a calmer nervous system. And this breathing pattern is a remote control for that. Let's talk about performance stress specifically. Performance stress isn't about your body's ability. It's about your body's readiness. Stress narrows blood flow. It tightens muscles. It speeds your heart. It tells your system to survive, not connect. That's why stress kills presence. And presence is everything. When you use this breathing pattern, you're not trying to perform better. You're trying to feel safe enough to be natural. That's the difference. Here's something subtle. When you slow your breathing, you also slow time in your perception. You stop rushing. You stop scanning for threats. You stop bracing. And when your body isn't bracing, it can respond. This applies to conversations, work, relationships, even how you walk into a room. Now, let me be clear. This won't solve everything in your life, but it will give you back the steering wheel, and that matters. I want you to imagine something. Imagine walking into a situation that used to make you tense and feeling steady instead. Imagine your sleep being deeper because your body knows how to shut down. Imagine your mornings starting with a sense of control instead of dread. That's not fantasy. That's regulation. One more truth. Aging doesn't steal your power. Chronic stress does, and you can change that. Start small, 2 minutes, nose in, long out. You don't need privacy. You don't need special gear. You don't need to tell anyone. Just breathe. If you do this consistently, you'll start noticing subtle changes. Your reactions soften, your patience grows, your confidence stabilizes, not because you're tougher, because you're calmer. And calm is strength. If this made sense to you, I want you to comment this phrase: calm is strength. In the next video, I'll show you how to reset your energy in the first 10 minutes of your morning using 3 simple habits most men completely overlook. And if you want more grounded, practical guidance like this, you're welcome to subscribe and walk this path with me.